And welcome back, everyone, to the week of Who Would Win. This first Who Would Win comes to us from Frogman, who asked the question, who would win in a fight? Yusuke Urameshi versus, now it's, I believe, if I got this guy's actual name right, because it's, his name is, is it Josuke? Josuke Joestar, or actually, as his name actually is, Josuke Higashikata. Higashikata. He's the lead of one of the JoJo series. Both have one has a street punky kind of attitude. I mean, the other kind of clearly does. I'm not a big JoJo person, so I can't speak towards Josuke's attitude. However, when I look at things like that, he seems a bit more pristine. Oh God, pristine's not the right word I'm looking for, but flamboyant? Either way. Both are kind of street punky, I guess. Yusuke very much more so delinquent than, say, Josuke. But again, I don't know Josuke's backstory, so don't quote me on that. That being said, both are powerful in their own ways. Yusuke obviously is, or was, the spirit detective of the earth. As such, he was given many abilities like the spirit gun, learned the shotgun from Genkai, the spirit wave for healing and upping his abilities. He's always been a good fighter, although more of a brawler. And his energy output is such that he can pretty much blow up a planet if he really wants to. As they said, if you got mad and wanted to blow up this planet, you could do that, and there's not a single person on this planet who could stop you. Also, obviously, you can see spirits, which is very useful. Capable of interacting with them as well. So, I say all that because I think that's very important for how this fight could go down. Because Josuke is not going to be doing a lot of the fighting himself. He's going to rely on a stand for that. And the stand is called Crazy Diamond. Now, while it's not the physically strongest stand in the world, and its abilities are close range abilities, it is still capable of being comparable to something like Star Platinum, which is a supremely fast, durable, and physically powerful stand. That being said, though, Crazy Diamond's ability really comes down to its actual power, which is to basically heal, repair, or return something to a former state in its history. Now, this is used generally to repair wounds. It's used to take apart things, because basically what it does is it breaks down things that are base components or a previous base component. For example, touching a table turned it back into the timber of wood it was made from. Touching someone who's got a hole in their chest reverts them back to a point where they didn't have a hole in their chest. Things along those lines. And this can be used to trap enemies by, say, breaking like a block apart and then reforming it. I saw one where he broke a tire apart and basically reformed it with someone. It can also be used to merge people with inanimate objects or other people. So a dangerous ability to be sure. However, it comes with not costs, but limitations. He can't use it on himself. So if he is hurt, then the stand's just going to have to deal with that, if it can deal with that at all. Or he's just going to have to deal with that, because the stand can't do anything. Oh, excuse me. Oh. Also, as I said, the stand is actually limited. It's a close range stand. The stand is also a psychic entity. It's a kind of reflection of your soul, basically. And the question, in lore, in the world, a stand can only be beaten by another stand. They can only see and interact with other stand users and beat each other. But you have to understand, context is everything. What a stand is not, what's the best way to put it? What a stand is, in their world, doesn't necessarily translate into another world. For example, the stand is basically kind of a psychic entity, a spiritual entity. It is its own entity with its own personality. It just does the bidding of the person that it spawns from, because it's connected to that person. Like, for example, I would say Yusuke should, because he can see spirits without any difficulty, he should be able to see a stand. I don't think that's up for debate. Furthermore, he should be able to interact with the stand as he can interact with spirits. Now, that's all well and good, but because of the nature of this stand, close-range combat is not something Yusuke wants to get into with this guy. But that being said, he's probably going to go after Josuke over the stand. The stand's just going to get in the way and try to protect him. Yusuke honestly just has to get touched once and he could be in trouble, because I didn't see a limitation on how far back in time you could be rewound to, basically. For example, if this stand were to just touch a person, would they turn into a baby if the person willed it? There wasn't enough information provided or examples provided to suggest that's the case. But I imagine that could be an extreme version of that ability. So I'm not 100% sure if that would work. But beyond that, he still just has to touch Yusuke and maybe a rock and merge him with a rock, and there's a whole bunch of freaking problems coming from there where, it's mixed in, just like, the pain. So it could still very much be problematic if he touches Yusuke. The thing about it is, though, Yusuke has something called the Spirit Gun. And a full power, even a weak Spirit Gun from the Yusuke by the end of the series, that's something I don't think this thing can go up against, because a full power Spirit Gun from Yusuke could easily destroy the world. A weak Spirit Gun from Yusuke most likely could just destroy, a large mountain, which, to be fair, is still such a level of power that I don't know if the stand could handle that much power just being thrown in its face. And Yusuke has actually very good senses. He's got very good awareness of his surroundings, and he's got a good grasp on individuals, especially because he can sense power. Excuse me, God, I ate dinner a while ago, now it just seemed to just be messing with me. Yawning and burping, I apologize. It's been a long day. So, sorry, guys. Okay. Come on, you can finish this. I only got 2 other videos to do. Come on. So Yusuke can basically kind of tell when something's off. For example, when he first met Sensui, he could tell. So, he didn't. Gengai applauded for not charging after him, and Yusuke said it's because he thinks it was because he was afraid of him. He was hiding his true power, and that scared the hell out of Yusuke. So yeah, I think the minute Crazy Diamond comes near Yusuke's gonna back off, and honestly, the minute he just lets off a Spirit Gun, not even a full power one, just a solid Spirit Gun, because he can tell there's something off about his power, so he puts a little effort, not the full power effort in there. I think it's going to be Goodnight Irene. I think it's going to be basically either the stand is completely annihilated or it's severely damaged to the point where it has to retreat. And that just leaves Josuke, who Yusuke is probably going to beat the living shit out of. So yeah, it's either going to injure it so badly that it's going to have to retreat, or it's going to completely annihilate the stand. Because again, Yusuke's abilities are different than JoJo abilities. And even though a stand is a psychic entity, not a spirit, it functions very similar to a spirit. So I imagine spiritual energy should be able to harm it on some level, if not harm it completely. Either way, that's my thoughts. What do you think? Who would you take in this fight? Let me know. Until then, though, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.